Hello and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel, MLSTalkUK. This channel is going to be all things Major League Soccer. I also have a Twitter account. The link to that will be in the description down below. Make sure to go check that out. And as you can tell, today's first video on the channel is going to be a Week 2 statistic review. Now, Week 2 featured 11 games, and basically what I'm going to plan to do is every week we're going to have a look at the statistics from the week that's just been passed, and also at the end of the week I may have a look at doing a Major League Soccer total stats. I think that would be very interesting to see. Just have a look at how many goals are being scored, you know, different averages, possession stats, all things like that. As you can tell by the neat thumbnail, we've got the 24 teams from Major League Soccer on your screen right now. We've got the Eastern Conference running along the top and the Western Conference running along the bottom. Before we get on into the stats though, we're going to have a quick look at the results from Week 2. We're going to have them up on the screen as you can see right there. Now, Orlando City got another draw, of course drawing with New York City in Week 1. They went to Chicago and got a point from there. Columbus Crew had a very impressive victory in Boston as they beat the New England Revolution 2-0. Yassi Zardes at the double for the Crew. FC Dallas took down LA Galaxy at home. Of course, Ibralus LA Galaxy, a pretty convincing win that was for FC Dallas. Houston Dynamo got a decent victory at home against the Montreal Impact. Both teams look shaky at the back this season. Real Salt Lake at home took a 1-0 victory against the Vancouver Whitecaps. That was a 20th minute penalty from Albert Rusnak. The San Jose Earthquakes continuing their poor form from 2018, but Minnesota United looking very, very good. Back-to-back wins to kick off the season, back-to-back away wins as well, and back-to-back away wins with 3 goals scored in each game by Minnesota. Seattle Sounders looked good, a home 2-0 win against the Colorado Rapids. Sporting KC as well got a 2-0 win at home to the Philadelphia Union. New York City and DC United played out a pretty intense 0-0 draw, I must say. That was a pretty decent game, and Atlanta United were held by the new expansion team FC Cincinnati. Roland Amar equalised late on for Cincinnati after Frank de Boer's side looked far from impressive, it was fair to say. And then LAFC continued their fantastic start, winning 4-1 against the Portland Timbers. Pretty convincing victory for LAFC. Looks like they're going to be up the top in the Western Conference. So there are the Week 2 results. And now coming up on the screen, as you can see, we've got the Week 2 statistics. This is kind of a all-round statistical outlook on Week 2, and then we'll have the player statistics coming up on the next screen, and then team statistics as well. So as you can see, 11 games were played this week, 24 goals were scored. That's an average of 2.18 goals per game. Now last weekend in Week 1 there was 41 goals scored in 12 games, which was an average of 3.42 per game. Total attendance up at 261,386, and the average of that is 23,762. Obviously, Atlanta United being at home is always going to raise the average attendance with their massive 70k crowd that they get. Yellow cards were at 40 for the week, 3.64 on average per game. Red cards, there was 3 like there was last weekend, also 3 then. There was one more game last weekend in Week 1, however, 0.27 per game this week. That's around about a red card in every 4 games. 85 corners were taken in Week 2. That's an average of 7.73. Now, having a look at the shots, 260 shots were taken by all the MLS teams in Week 2. That's an average of 23.6 shots per game. Shots on goal, 72 in total, an average of 7.45 per game. Then having a look at block shots, 72 shots were blocked this weekend. That's an average of 6.5 blocked shots per game. There was 265 fouls in total, average of 24.1 fouls per game. There were 52 offsides this weekend as well, average of 4.73, and first half goals, there was 11, slightly lower than the second half, of course, which was 13 out of a total of 24. Then we're going to move on to the player statistics. Week 2 saw Yassi Zardes top the scoring, the only player to grab a brace. He did so in that away victory to the New England Revolution. Assists coming in at 2 was also Carlos Vela in LAFC's 4-1 victory over the Portland Timbers. Most saves with Bill Hamid with 6 for DC United away to New York City. And of course, most shots was Alexandre Mitrita coming in that same game, of course, for New York City. He had 7 shots. Now, 4 players were tied for the most shots on goal. Diego Rossi, Corey Burke of the Philadelphia Union, Rossi of course, LAFC, Mitrita of New York City, and Thomas Martinez of the Houston Dynamo all had 3 shots on goal. And then moving on to the most offsides, 3 players were also tied on a total of 3. Darren Mattocks, Nendo Adi and Chris Vondalovsky all come in at 3. Now, the player who committed the most fouls was Lee Win, coming in at 6. And then the most fouled player was Pedro Santos of the Columbus Crew, 7 fouls committed on Pedro Santos. And that's all the player statistics, as you can see right there. We're going to move on into the team statistics for week 2. And now the team that came in with the highest possession was Atlanta United, 66.5% for them. Most goals, of course, was LAFC, scoring 4 at home to the Timbers. Most yellow cards, Seattle Sounders and LA Galaxy both picked up 5 cards each. And then the most red cards, Chicago Fire, Philadelphia Union, Portland Timbers, each had themselves a man sent off for their side. Most corners was the Vancouver Whitecaps, coming in at 8. As previously mentioned as well, with the offsides, FC Cincinnati coming in at 8. And then the team with the most shots was New York City, coming in at 21 in their 0-0 draw at home to DC United. Most shots on goal was LAFC, coming in with 7. Now the next stat is the team with the most blocked shots, so that is defensively, Real Salt Lake blocked 7 of Vancouver Whitecaps' shots. Salt Lake pretty rigid at the back. Next up, the team with the most fouls committed was New York City, coming in at 19, and the most fouls suffered was, of course, then DC United with also 19. Now, the highest pass accuracy teams was Sporting Kansas City, LAFC and FC Dallas, all teams playing at home, 88% passing accuracy. That kind of shows you how those 3 teams want to play this year. Keep the ball, keep it moving. So there you go, that is the Week 2 team statistics right there, and that is the Week 2 statistical review all done. If you have enjoyed today's video, then make sure to let me know by hitting that like button, and also let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the Week 2 statistics in review. If you want to see a 2019 Major League Soccer overall statistical review, so that is week 1 and week 2 put together, having a look at the averages, all for the same stats as we've shown today, and also make sure to let me know. But of course, guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Welcome to MLS Talk UK, and I will see you all next time.